What's up, everyone? My name is Alan, founder and consultant at For Now Marketing, and welcome to Braze for Technical Marketers. In one of our previous videos, we talked about campaign statuses, and idle status was one of those statuses. And there is a lot to unpack and read about with idle statuses in Braze. So today, let's go through the Braze documentation and just read through them and just talk through what each of those definitions mean for idle status. Let's get started. Here I am on the Braze documentation, which will be linked in the YouTube description below. And I actually came from the understanding campaign statuses, went all the way down to the bottom, and then that's how I was able to find the idle status documentation. And it is a relatively new status that got launched in 2024, and this might be the date for canvases, but shortly before that, it was available for campaigns. So let's read through what is an idle status. So campaigns and canvases are assigned an idle status when they have not sent messages or entered users in some time. These campaigns and canvases will be automatically stopped at their associated stop dates. You can filter for idle campaigns and canvases to help you sort and manage your list of campaigns and canvases. So let's take a look at our dashboard. I don't know if I have any live campaigns, but you do notice that there is a new column called stop date. Idle campaigns are automatically stopped on their assigned stop date. So this feature came out maybe just this week, but you may have noticed a stop date column, and that is the stop date associated with idle statuses. And just for some context, there have been dashboards that are just flooded with so many one-time sends from their awesome previous marketing campaigns, but Braze didn't have a way of automatically and easily turning them all off or archiving them from the dashboard. So I would see customer dashboards with 1,000 campaigns, but 900 of them would have been one-time sends in the past. So I believe Braze decided, okay, we need a way to clean up the dashboard. What can we do? Let's create a status called idle, which are campaigns that are no longer going to send or have not sent for a while. And after some time, let's just automatically stop them, which really cleans out the dashboard. And campaign dashboard cleanup has been much better since this status came out. So let's keep going. Idle campaigns. On an ongoing basis, the idle campaigns that meet the following criteria will be stopped. And what are those criteria? A scheduled one-time send is past its send date by 7 days. So what does that look like? Let's say we had an email campaign. It was a maybe Happy New Year campaign that was sent on at a designated time, sent on 2025 0101. Oops, I think they use dashes in Braze. Yep. And then let's just say at midnight. So this campaign, once it's sent its Happy New Year email, really should not take up any space in our campaign. And I would say this has been more than 7 days since its last send date. So this campaign should have been idle and would be eligible for this first definition. A scheduled one-time send is past its send date by 7 days. And in fact, today is February 13th. So a send from February 6th, possibly. It could be the 5th, could be the 6th, could be the 7th. Would have been in idle status and would have stopped after the 7th day. A scheduled or action-based campaign with an end date is past its end date by 7 days. A scheduled or action-based campaign with an end date is past its end date by 7 days. Will be stopped when? Okay, so let's say we had a campaign, an action-based campaign, maybe a campaign where we welcome users for membership started. And let's say our team did a rebrand or change some logic. There are many cases where you sunset an old campaign and replace it with a newly launched campaign. And when we do that, we tend to do that by setting an end date. So let's say on the 15th, we are going at 10 p.m. We're going to make this switch. So on the 15th is going to be the last time that this campaign sends to users at 10 p.m. And then starting from the 15th at 10 p.m., maybe we have a new campaign that takes over with the same exact start time. So this campaign should be in entering idle status on an ongoing basis. Idle campaigns maybe the day after, as soon as the end date is passed, and then 7 days after that end date, it looks like Braze will be stopping that idle campaign. Then lastly, a campaign without an end date that has not sent messages in 1 year. So maybe what happened is we don't have an end date sent, and this was maybe a long time ago legacy campaign that we launched back in 2022. Well, things have changed, and we no longer ingest this data called membership started. This actually, we stopped sending that maybe at the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024. It has been 1 year since we stopped logging this custom event called membership started. And it looks like in that case, we will not have sent any messages in 1 year. And that campaign looks like it will have gone through idle status and eventually get stopped. For campaigns without end dates, so just like the last criteria, if a message is sent or the campaign is updated, so maybe we revived membership started or we made some changes to this campaign, the 1 year countdown for stopping the campaign will be reset. And when campaigns are stopped, Braze will notify customers in their dashboard and by email. If any of you have seen a Braze email that notifies us that an email has been stopped or a campaign has been stopped, it looks like it is the result of this logic. Campaigns will be stopped at a later date of the default stop date and 1 day after their last occurring conversion deadline. So it's either the default stop date, which we saw in our dashboard. So the stop date that you see here, or the later of 1 day after their last occurring conversion deadline. So when you build campaigns, you set conversion deadlines on this page. So it gives the users 3 days to perform start session to log a conversion for this campaign. And it looks like a day after that conversion deadline is one of the days that they're looking at to decide the campaign stop date. Sends that are a result of a winning or personalized variant are treated as scheduled sends, and that can be found under target audiences. So there is winning and personalized variant, and I believe those are sent at slightly later times because they're first testing with the testing group, and then based on those results, we send those tests afterwards. It says those are treated as scheduled sends and will be stopped 7 days after the winning or personalized variant is sent. So same 7 day rule, but the clock might start a little bit later. And all campaigns will be stopped at 4 a.m. UTC every day for all Braze users. And just for some context, 4 a.m. UTC in Pacific time is 8 p.m. Pacific time. So for US users, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time. And then UTC time should match the London time. So 4 a.m. UTC in London time. So it is also 4 a.m. So for those in London, you can just remember 4 a.m. is easy. And for those that are in time zones ahead of them, definitely do a quick Google search to check when is 4 a.m. UTC in your local time zone. And the content cards will not be stopped until their expiration deadline and will also abide by the aforementioned criteria as well as the conversion deadline rule. So content cards have what's called an expiration deadline. It's when in our users' containers, mobile apps or websites, will the content card go away. It looks like Braze is considering that deadline as well as the logic that we've talked about so far. Then finally, reference this table for how to keep an idle campaign active. Campaigns that are scheduled one-time sends and are past send date, schedule a future send. So there might be reasons you don't want a campaign to go into idle status and then eventually go into stop status. Now, what you could do, these are the tricks to keep them active. So I'd imagine you could schedule a future send for, and I think I've actually done this before. We schedule a future send for like, I don't know, whenever end of humanity might be, like the year 3000, January 1st. This will technically work in Braze, and I don't know if any of us watching the YouTube video will be around to see this campaign happen, but this is one way to never let your campaign go to idle status because it still has a scheduled send just 1,000 years later, but it is still meeting the logic that Braze is telling us here. Campaigns that are scheduled or action-based have end dates and are past the end date. Extend the end date. Same idea. You could set the extend the end date for a way later if you just never wanted to stop. Campaigns without an end date that have not sent messages 1 year, send one message or make any edit to the campaign. If really any edit to the campaign could work, you could even just add a tag. You could change the title briefly. There are a lot of ways to change the campaign without altering the campaign actual performance or message sending. So I would say adding a tag is probably the easiest way to do that. And then campaigns with end dates and one-time send, schedule future send, exact same thing. Campaigns that have not sent a message in 11 months. So these are campaigns that are about to enter that 1 year logic, that criteria. Send one message or make any edit to the campaign. So same thing as that, add a tag or change the campaign title. And it looks like a canvas may have very similar criteria. We may make a different video talking about canvas idle statuses in particular, as well as going over some of these FAQs. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.